Hey guys, this is the LEVOIT 200S, and this is a top-of-the-line air filter. So first off, let me show you how it works. So here is the filter. Twist that off, and this is the HEPA filter. So right here, we've got the pre-filter on the outside. That'll collect any big items such as like dust and hair. And then inside, you got the HEPA filter, and that will clear the air of pollutants such as smoke, viruses, allergens, bacteria. And then inside there, you can see there is the activated carbon filter. So that will bind to gaseous pollutants like formaldehyde. So this is very easy to replace. You just place it back in there, and you can buy these on Amazon. I like to just stock up and buy a couple every time I buy a new filter. So these filters will last. I've had some people say they last up to 2 years, but it really just depends on how much you use it, how dirty your house is. I would say an average time is about 1 year. And again, very easy to replace. So this guy will clean 916 square feet in an hour. And it will do more than that. It will just take longer if you have a bigger house. But if you're like me, you live in like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment, this will get the job done for you. So this feature is unique to this model, and it's basically just a cool aesthetic light that you get right there. I really like that they added this. I just think it looks really cool. So we have a few very straightforward features on this model. So we turn it on here, and then it just has the manual mode. So 1, you can listen. 2, 3. So level 3 is pretty loud. Turn it off there. It has sleep mode right here, which it does still work. I can feel a little bit of light airflow, but it is almost inaudible, and it'll turn off the display there. We have a lock button, so you hold that down, and then that's if you have a kid who's pushing buttons, you don't want them to turn it off. We have a display on/off button, so if it's annoying you while you're trying to sleep, you turn the lights off. And then we have a timer that goes from 2, 4 to 8. This is the replace filter icon, so that'll light up red when it's time to replace the filter. So this is a simpler model. Once you get to the higher levels, it will have stuff like indicator lights to tell you how clean the air is, and then also like an auto mode, which will just automatically clean the air and get it up to the best purity. But this is a more affordable option. It just keeps it very simple. Pro tip for you guys. So you actually want to keep your air filter on the ground. Pollutants that are floating around the air, they will actually settle lower to the ground. So it's more efficient if you have this down on the floor, where it can easily collect anything that's floating down, and then it'll suck it in, purify it, and shoot it up the top. One thing I like to do is I like to turn my ceiling fan on high, just whip up a bunch of pollutants. Like, you have dust and pollen and allergens that are lodged onto your furniture. So you just get them up in the air with a ceiling fan while this is going. And then that way it'll dislodge them, and it makes it a lot easier for this to suck it in and then clean the air. You could also keep this in a high traffic area, such as a doorway or a hallway. That way, when people walk by, it creates natural airflow. And again, you're just trying to whip up pollutants into the air so that this can easily suck them in and purify it. You don't want to stuff this into a corner. You want to actually keep it about 8 inches to 1 foot away from the wall. Ideally, you just put it in the center of your room if it's not too annoying. But you just need to create airflow around it, especially for these circular ones that work from all different sides, so that it's easier to collect all the pollutants. One way to make your filter last longer is to just simply keep this outside part clean. So all you got to do is just wipe it down with a soft cloth as it starts to collect dust, and that will not restrict the airflow, and then also just keep kind of dust away from the air filter inside. So here's a side-by-side look. This is the Mini P, and it will clean 240 square feet in an hour. This is the 200, and it will clean 916 in an hour. And this is the 300, and this will do 1080 in an hour.